Kathmandu, the city I call home. My friend Nirmala and I never felt restricted here until we started our periods. Suddenly there were lots of things we were not meant to do, like cook or worship. My college friend, she's like, I'm having my periods. I'm treated like a queen. I don't have to work in kitchen. I don't have to go to temples. That's not treating you like a queen. That's treating you like you're untouchable. The rules didn't make much sense to us growing up.
My mother used to tell me that you shouldn't touch plants. They will die.
Periods are still deeply taboo here in Nepal. And while things in the city are gradually changing, we've heard in the remote far west, it's very different. So we're leaving our urban life to travel to the mountains, to discover why the taboos are still so powerful. And ask why some people are so scared of menstruating women that they won't even let them inside the house. They have to sleep in there. I'm really shocked. Like, this is a place where they keep cattle. My name is Divya. I've recently graduated and live with my parents. They're very liberal, but sometimes I can't take part in celebrations, as I'm considered impure by my extended family. It was a festive season. I was preparing everything for the worship, and I did everything. I worked all day, and then I suddenly had my periods, and then everybody was like, purify everything. She touched it. Let's not do it now. It has to get purified before we worship the God. I think what it is when we ask our parents why we do this, even they don't have a clear answer because they're like, God will be angry. And mom, तपाईको पालोमा चाहिँ तपाईहरुले के बार्नुहुन्थ्यो?
हाम्रो पालोमा पनि त्यही हो अब अलग बस्नु पर्थ्यो तल भुइँमा सुत्नु पर्थ्यो ओछ्यान लाएर जाडो होस् गर्मी होस् अब त्यही मन्दिर जान दिँदैन थियो यता नछौ उता नछौ भन्थ्यो अब अलि घृणा गरे जस्तो हुन्छ के इन्स्पिरेसन हुँदाखेरि मान्छेलाई
त्यतिखेर तपाईले त्यस्तो बार्दाखेरि कस्तो फिल हुन्थ्यो?
मलाई नराम्रो लाग्थ्यो मलाई मन पर्दैन थियो मिन्साको
अनि जब मलाई जन्माउनु भयो के त्यही रिस्ट्रिक्सन्सहरु फलो गर्ने सोच्नु भएको थियो त?
मैले त छैन सोचेको म माथि भएकोले मलाई यस्तो लागेन कि म पनि मेरो छोरीलाई त्यस्तो गरौँ भन्ने
घर परिवारमा कसैले नाइ नास्ति गरेन त्यो विषयमा?
गरे पनि मैले सुनेन त्यो मेरो आफ्नो ओन फैसला थियो नि त
Oh, I feel she's very brave. She stood by her words that, okay, now my daughter doesn't have to go through this. And I think I'm going to continue that. I can't believe how much things have changed since my mom was young. But my friend Nirmala and I have heard it's very different outside the city. We know that in far west Nepal, we're still hearing that it's the poorest part of our country, and we really wanted to know what the women there are going through during their menstruation periods. That's the reason we want to travel to far west. We've never done anything quite like this before. Our trip will take us to some of the most remote parts of the country, where the rules around menstruation are particularly strict. It takes several days to get to the far west. Our first stop is Dhangadi, in the fertile plains of the Tarai, near the Indian border. We've arranged to meet Lakshmi, a local health worker, to tell us about the situation for women here. We're just a few miles from the airport and we're shocked by what we find.
हजुरहरु त आउनुभयो हैन हाम्रो हजुरहरुमा चलन कस्तो छ हाम्रोमा त बाहिर महिनावारी भएको बेलामा यसरी कोठामा राख्छन् हाम्रो
यस्तो कोठामा बाहिर
रातभरि सुत्छन् भित्रबाट ढोका पनि राखेका हुन्छ मान्छे
ए किन नि
हाम्रो देउता रिसाउँछ पित्त रिसाउँछन् यहाँ खै के हुन्छन्
The practice of sleeping outside the house during menstruation is known as chaupadi. It's been going on for generations. अनि यहाँ कति जना महिलाहरुसँग बस्छन्?
यसमा कति जना आट्ला त्यो 3 जना आट्ला
त्यो महिनावारीको बेलामा चाहिँ के युज गर्छन् के चलाउँछन् त उनीहरुले प्याडहरु चलाउँछन् कि
चलाउँदैनन् हजुरको यहाँ हाम्रो यही पुरानो फाटो कपडाहरुलाई उट्टालाहरू माथि पखालेर राखेकै छ त्यही हो प्याड किन्नलाई त पैसै हुँदैन यहाँ
Because menstruating women are considered impure, they face other restrictions too.
धारा चाहिँ त्यो जस्तो छ हैन
धारा यो खाने पानीको
यहाँ चाहिँ दिन्छ कि दिँदैन त दुनु
दिँदैन खोला
यहाँ मिलेन है
Lakshmi says it's an hour's walk to the river, so women can wash during their period.
अब अहिले तपाईँलाई यहाँ सुत राति महिनावारी हुँदाखेरि भन्यो भने तपाईँलाई कस्तो लाग्छ मैले ट्रान्सलेट
ए म सुतेर
नसुत्ने
सक्दैन म सक्दैन
she doesn't feel comfortable, she won't be able to.
I thought that I was facing a lot of restrictions, a lot of problems. But when I come here and see the people, this is like something that out of my imagination.
Lakshmi has been campaigning against Chaupadi for years, as sleeping out without access to clean water can cause serious health problems.
छाउबडी छाउ मान्न त छुट्दैन हैन तर बाहिर सुत्न चाहिँ अलि धेरै कम भइसकेछ
कतिजना जति यो गाउँघरमा तपाईँले चाहिँ नि त्यो त्यसरी गर्नु हुँदैन भनेर प्रभाव पार्नुभयो त
अब यस्तै हो हैन एक दुईटा घरमा यसरी नै भेला हुन्छ मान्छे दाजुले यसरी
Lakshmi tells us that Chaupadi was brought here by migrants from the far west. So that's where we're heading, deep into the mountains of Bajang, to try and find out more about this ancient tradition. But what should be a 10-hour drive takes far longer, as it's the Hindu festival of colors, Holi, and everyone is celebrating. We eventually get on our way to the village of Thamilek. When we arrive, a local teenager, Ishwari, agrees to show me around.
मलाई कहाँ लिएर जान आँटेको तिमीले
यो बाहिर हुँदाखेरि रहन्छ नि त्यो घरमा सानो घर हुन्छ नि ए यो दोकान छ नि यहाँ मुनिबाट
यहाँ बस्छन्
यहीँ बस्छन्
अब अनि यहाँ त कसरी अट्ने
बसेर जानुपर्छ
यसरी बसेर जाने
हजुर
अनि कतिजना जति बस्छन् यहाँ
यहाँ 4-5 जना बस्छन्
तिमी पनि पहिलो यहीँ बिताएको हो आफ्नो पहिलो छौ
पहिलो छ पहिला बस्दाखेरि यहाँ कसरी बस्थ्यो होला डर लाग्दैन होला भन्ने लाग्थ्यो होइन एल्कै बस्दा कहिले काहीँ गुन्डाहरू नान्छन् भन्ने लाग्थ्यो तर आजकल त रहेपछि केही लाग्दैन नि
Almost every family in this village practices chow. Ishwari tells me women will wear the same clothes and sleep out for 4 nights. During that time, they can't touch men or eat certain food. Afterwards, they are purified with cow urine and return to normal life.
अनि हामी त महिनावारी हुँदाखेरि हामीले खाना पकाउन पाउँदैन नि हैन र यहाँ त
पाउँदैनन्
मा चाहिँ भित्रबाट दिन्छन् थालमै भात हालेर
एउटा थाल हुन्छ अनि त्यो थालमा चाहिँ घरभित्रको थालले खाना हालिदिन्छ छुन चाहिँ दिँदैन
छुलो दिँदैन
बस्नु त मन लाग्दैन त तै पनि देवताहरू रिसाउँछन् भन्छ
देवता पुज्ने भएकोले मात्रै बस्नु पर्ने भएको हो त
हजुर हाम्रो यस्तरी जथा आएपछि यहाँ घरमा साप यताउति बाघ साग आउने हुन्छ नि त
अनि तिमीलाई त्यति मात्रै मतलब तिमी बसेनौ भने त्यो हुन्छ भन्ने तिमीलाई साँच्चीकै लागेको छ त्यस्तै हुन्छ भनेर
लागेको त छैन तै पनि बाबाजीले भने
त्यस्तै छ
समाजले त्यस्तै हुन्छ नि
जस्तै गाई दुहुने छ नि हामीले छुयो भने गाई दिँदैन अरे दुधै दिँदैन अरे
त्यस्तो भएको छ त
त्यो कहिलेकाहीँ त्यो आफै दुख्लाउँदै जान्छ मर्छ अरे हामीले गाईलाई छुएपछि
तिमीहरूले आफै चाहिँ त्यस्तो गरेको छैन हामी त उता हाम्रो गाउँठाउँमा हाम्रो घरमा होइन हामी महिनावारी हुँदा हामी त जे पनि छुँदै हिँड्छौँ
हामी त कहिलेकाहीँ उटपटाङ केटीहरू त भयो भने पनि कहिलेकाहीँ छुन्छ हो हामी त तर केही भएको देखेका छैनौँ हाम्रो बाबुबाजेहरू छुनुहुन्न भन्छन्
अनि भोलि पर्सि तिमीहरू आफ्नो छोराछोरीलाई पनि यस्तो गराउँछौ कि गराउँदैनौ त
हामी त गराउँदैनौँ अब यस्तो
The very fun part they told me was they don't follow it. They even touch their brothers and fathers, and they come to their own house after menstruating, and they don't even purify themselves after touching other women who are menstruating. I think things are changing. I think it won't last for long anymore. And while I've been talking to Ishwari, Nirmala has met another young woman who's pushing the boundaries even further.
Lakshmi is in her early 20s like us and hasn't slept in the chow hut for 2 years.
पुस्ताले चाहिँ साह्रै गर्छन् अझैसम्म यो बुढापाका
यो बुढापाकाहरूले गर्छन् अब आमा बुवाले गर्छन् बाजे बजाइको जस्तो आमा बुवाले गर्दैनन् आमा बुवाका जस्तो दाइ हजुरले गर्दैनन् परिवर्तन हुँदै जान्छ छाउमा बस्दा त तर धेरै अब यस्तो बाहिरी जाँदैन नि त घरभन्दा तल एउटा कोठा हुन्छ त्यही कोठामा नि स्कुल जानुभयो स्कुलबाट यस्तो हुन्छ भनेर बाहिरी नबस्ने यस्तो कारणले यो बाहिरी बसेको भने सर्पले टोक्छ भन्ने कारणले डरले अनि म त घरभित्रै बस्छु होइन यहाँ नर यहाँ नबस् ऊ त्यहाँ जा भन्छन् अनि म जाँदिनँ किन जाने भन्छु होइन
अहिलेसम्म तपाईँ यो गाउँमा एकजना मात्र हो त यसरी घरैमा मुनि बस्नुहुने चाहिँ
होइन एकजना मात्र होइन बस्छन् धेरै
कतिजना छन् एक दुईजना हातैमा गन्न सकिन्छ कि धेरै
एक दुईजना छैन धेरै त हुनु 10-12 जना हुनु
There are several hundred people in the village. Most of the young men work abroad as laborers in India or the Gulf. So it's the older generation who make the rules.
धेरै फरक छ अहिले पहिलेको त पहिले त हामी अलगै राख्छौँ कोठाभित्रै हाल्छौँ अहिले तर घरमा पनि कोठाभित्र पनि ल्याउँछौँ उता पानीमा
अब यो पहिले त मान्छेहरूले देवी देवता रिसाउँछन् यो मान्नको लागि पनि भन्यो होला नि होइन त्यस्तो भन्ने कुराहरू भन्दा पनि खासै यो सरसफाइको दृष्टिकोणले त्यस्तो चाहिँ वातावरण घरभित्र पसाल्ने किसिमको वातावरणै नपुगेर यस्तो भएको हो मलाई लागेको छ कि
बुवा कोही बिरामी भएको याद छ छाउ नबसेकोले
हामीलाई हुन्थ्यो हजुर उति बेला त अहिले पो हुँदैन
तपाईँको स्वास्नी छाउ नबस्दा तपाईँ बिरामी हुन्थ्यो
हुन्छ किन नहुने त्यो छुयापछि
मिन्सो भएको बेलाको ब्लड हुन्छ त्यो अलि पोइजन पनि हुन्छ चाहिँ अब यस्तो मिन्सो भएको एउटै जोर कपडा लगाएको कट्टु पनि छैन होला अब त्यस्तो चाहिँ आइमाईलाई लिएर तपाईँ भान्सामा चाहिँ बसाल्दाखेरि त शोभा त पनि हुँदैन
We don't find the older generation saying no to the traditions. It's the younger one who are experimenting, who are saying no, this is not true. So I think it's our generation who wants to explore new things. I think this generation will bring change. But change comes very slowly. And even in cosmopolitan Kathmandu, some of the taboos still remain.
I told my friends that I had my period and I'm in the school. They were like pretty shocked to see me in the school. Yeah.
Really? Why were they shocked?
They're just like, how can you come in the first day? You should be inside the room, or you should not go in the kitchen, and you should not touch any boys. And they were pretty shocked about it.
Are they still following those restrictions?
Yes, like I have seen my friends, most of them, they have like this special room just because they have a period. And mostly in the houses where there are grandparents, they mostly follow it.
Few years back, I had period in the village for the first time.
Oh,
that
wow.
time. And then I went and told my grandma. She was like, "Okay, stay away from the kitchen." Like I was trying to enter the kitchen. Okay, out.
While we can laugh about the restrictions, they can have serious consequences. Several girls have died sleeping out. Just last year, a 15-year-old suffocated while trying to light a fire to keep herself warm in a chow hut. And according to my local priest, there is nothing in Hindu scripture that says they need to practice chaupadi at all.
Hari Om Brahmano Shamukhamashidvahu Rajanya Kreta.
त्यो रगत अशुद्ध भएर फुल फुलेको एउटा चाहिँ देवताको लागि त्यो रगत चल्दासम्म शरीरबाट जुन रगत बग्दासम्म देवताको पूज्य गर्नु हुँदैन र छुट्टै बसेको अनि काउडनमा बस्नु पर्दैन इन रूम दे क्यान लिभ
The government has been trying to change things. Chaupadi was declared illegal in 2005, but that hasn't made much difference to people like Ishwari and her mom.
हाम्रो नेपाल सरकारले चाहिँ यस्तो अलग केटीहरूलाई महिनावारी हुँदाखेरि अलग्गै राख्नु हुँदैन छौ प्रथालाई हटाउनु पर्छ भनेर नियम बनाएको छ त्यसको बारेमा तपाईलाई थाहा छ
थाहा छैन
तिमीलाई थाहा छ
मलाई त थाहा छ तर थाहा भएन के गर्ने गाउँहरु त मान्दैनन्
त्यस्तो गर्यो भने त सजाय दिन्छ रे नि त
हुन त हेरे मान्नु पर्दैन
सरकारले भनेर हुँदैन देवताले भन्नु पर्यो
We have heard such a lot about Chow, we want to experience it for ourselves. And Ishwari has agreed to help.
आइज है लिम्बू
पर्खिन
स्कुल छैन ईश्वरीले उठाउँछौ कि पहिला गएर
तिमीले चिनाउनु पर्यो
ल एकछिन गएर कुरा गरिहेर त नभए अर्को 6 मजा होला हजुर भित्र आउँ so we're going inside so Nirmal I think you should go first. The women inside are members of the same family. Jala only started her period 6 months ago, so this is all new to her. कति दिन भयो आज अनि तिमी 2 दिन न 3 दिन भोलि चोखिन्छ तपाईँ त्यस भए
अनि भोलि उसो भए एक्लै हुन्छ त अनि अनि यहाँनिर एक्लै डर लाग्दैन
तपाईँले बाहिर बस्नुपर्छ भनेर चाहिँ कसले भन्छ
यहाँ भनेकै हो नि त त्यहाँ बसेकै र त्यो त हुँदैन
अनि यो भोलि पर्सि आफ्नो छोरीलाई पनि यसरी सुताउँछौ त बाहिर सुताउँछौ किन नि
हो यस्तै सिधै हरियामा यस्तै सिधै सिउनुलाई पनि कहाँले अब केही फरक नै उहिलेको भन्दा सक्ति फरक अझै यति लगेर राख्यो उहिले टाढै राख्थ्यो यहाँ अझै घरैहरू कुठाएर लाग्यो नि त यहाँ त्यही फरक भयो
पानी भर्ने न्युमा छाउपडी कोदेको रोटो सुत्कारी छ नि घिउमा म त In an effort to end the practice, international NGOs and local government have been working together to educate people. And several areas have now been declared officially chow-free. But we want to see what that really means. So we're traveling to a chow-free village in Bajang. Uttam, a local journalist, is traveling with us to show us the way.
त्यो चाहिँ कहिले चाहिँ छमुक्त घोषणा भएको
यो चाहिँ 2072 सालमा छामुक्त गाविस घोषणा भएको हो हैन त्यहाँ चाहिँ छामुक्त गाविस घोषणा गर्नलाई विभिन्न संस्थाले चाहिँ सहयोग गरेको हो हैन लगभग 7-8 वटा संस्थाले सहयोग गरे त्यहाँ लगभग 46 देखि 50 लाख सम्म त्यहाँ खर्च भइसक्यो
Here we go. It's a bumpy ride. And we don't get very far.
Something really terrible happened. Our car just got into the mud and it didn't come out. I think now we have got some work to do.
Unexpected heavy rain the night before has made the roads almost impassable. We eventually get on our way. We don't want to get stuck in the mud again, so we decide to walk into the village. And initially, people here are reluctant to speak to us about what has changed.
हाम्रा पनि छाउ गोठ अलग थियो हामीले पनि भत्कायौँ असल घर लायौँ फुलका घर भएपछि आफ्नै भित्र रहनु काखर हुँदैन
But not everyone has been so accepting of the changes.
हामी भित्र जान मिल्दैन कसै सरकार आउ बा ओ भित्र गएपछि कहिले यो नजिक यता आएपछि उ लाग्छ हामीलाई हाम्रो खर्च आगे जी टार द भित्र बुढियामा हुन्छन् भने पछि छाउपडी टाढा काखा काहीँ रहँदैन बाबु घर आँगन रहन्छु भने
देखाउन न हामीलाई कहाँ छ
उठाउपडी रहने भने है ए
अनि यो त बन्द छ त
मैले अहिले लगाएको
खै देखाउनु त खोलेर
ओ गाजे हो बाबु गाजे खाने सही घाँस
तपाईँ यहाँ बस्नुहुन्छ छाउ भएको बेलामा हो भन्नु न म अनि भित्र आगो बाल्नुहुन्छ
आगो सागो केही बाल्दैन बाबु
यसो पनि
त्यो त
चिसो हुँदैन
चिसो अब के हान्नु बाबु तपाईँ पनि यता भयो भने उस्तै गर्नु पर्थ्यो
I'm really shocked. Like, this is a place where they keep cattle. We expected things to be very different here, with girls sleeping in their own rooms. But it didn't look that different to Ishwari's village. Just demolishing the huts will not make a difference because it's their mentality, it's their beliefs, it's their thinking that has to change. It's not just the huts that was demolished would change it. We want to know if the people in charge think the child-free policy is working.
अब यहाँले जुन भन्नुभयो 2005 मा यो हाम्रो यो छाउपडीको उन्मूलन प्रथाको अब त्यो लागू भए तापनि जबसम्म मानिसको सोचमा परिवर्तन हुँदैन तबसम्म हामीले जुन प्रतिशतमात्मक सोचले जुन त्यो महिलाहरूलाई हामीलाई थिचिरहेको छ त्यो एउटा अशिक्षाको कारण पनि हो र सोचमा परिवर्तन नआएर पनि हो हैन तर जुन अहिलेका जुन नयाँ जेनेरेसन छन् जुन पढेका छन् नानीहरू कलेज जानुहुन्छ स्कुलहरू जानुहुन्छ नि उहाँहरूले पनि गाईगोठमा छाउगोठमा नबसेर घरकै एउटा कोठामा पनि बस्ने गर्नु भएको छ.
We're shocked that even government officials admit the law isn't working. And as knocking down the huts doesn't seem to discourage people either, it looks like it's down to our generation to try and change things. It's time for us to head home, but as we leave, I hope that the girls like Lakshmi and Ishwari will continue to push the boundaries of tradition so that their daughters can earn the simple right to sleep inside.
हामीले छोयो भने गाई दिदैन रे दुधै दिदैन रे
त्यस्तो भएको छ त
त्यो कहिलेकाहीँ त्यो आफै दुख्लाउँदै जान्छ मर्छ रे हामीले गाईलाई छोएपछि
तिमीहरूले आफै चाहिँ त्यस्तो गरेको छैन हामी त उता हाम्रो गाउँठाउँमा हाम्रो घरमा हैन हामी महिनावारी हामी त जे पनि छुँदै हिँड्छौँ
हामी त कहिलेकाहीँ उटपटाङ केटीहरू त भयो भने कहिलेकाहीँ छुन्छ हो हामी त तर केही भएको देखेका छैनौँ हाम्रो बाबुबाजेहरू छुनुहुन्न भन्छन्
अनि भोलि पर्सि तिमीहरू आफ्नो छोराछोरीलाई पनि यस्तो गराउँछौ कि गराउँदैनौ त
हामी त गराउँदैनौँ अब यस्तो.
The very fun part they told me was they don't follow it, they even touch their brothers and fathers and they come to their own house after menstruating and they don't even purify themselves after touching other women who are menstruating. I think things are changing. I think it won't last for long anymore. And while I've been talking to Ishwari, Nirmala has met another young woman who's pushing the boundaries even further. Lakshmi is in her early 20s like us and hasn't slept in the chow hut for 2 years.
उस्तादले चाहिँ सारै भन्छन् भने पछि छाउपडी टाढा काखा काहीँ रहँदैन बाबु घर आँगन रहन्छौँ भने देखाउनु न हामीलाई कहाँ छ छाउपडी सुन्यो भने है ए अनि यो त बन्द छ त मैले अहिले लगाएको
खै देखाउनु त खोलेर
ओ गाजे गाजे हो बाबु गाजे खाने सही घाँस
तपाईँ यहाँ बस्नुहुन्छ छाउ भएको बेलामा हो भन्नु न मलाई अनि भित्र आगो बाल्नुहुन्छ
आगो सागो केही बाल्दैन बाबु
यसो त अनि चिसो हुँदैन
चिसो भयो के हान्नु बाबु तपाईँ पनि यता भयो भने उस्तै गर्नु पर्थ्यो.
I'm really shocked. Like, this is a place where they keep cattle. We expected things to be very different here, with girls sleeping in their own rooms. But it didn't look that different to Ishwari's village. Just demolishing the huts will not make a difference because it's their mentality, it's their beliefs, it's their thinking that has to change. It's not just the huts that was demolished would change it.